Look, we were really excited about today's episode of NXT. A lot of our favorites include it was so beefy tonight. We're going to be talking about it, so don't you go anywhere.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Spurt, welcome to this week's episode of the NXT After Show right here on AfterBuzz TV, Wrestling and Sports. I'm one of your hosts, the internet's Mark Donica. I'm joined by the rest of the NXT team. Hey, look, it's the Hobo Robert Baines.
Oh, no! Not him!
It's also Phil Hanstock. Yes,
we're
it's
the
him.
heavy machinery of in the NXT.
What about
the heavy machinery of the wrestling talk? Yeah.
Yeah, you're the biggest
Who
lads.
outweighs us? Nobody.
How big does Evan run?
Not that big.
I mean,
He's a tall guy.
He's a tall guy
he's
with
tall, but
muscle.
he's
slender.
he's maybe 220.
He's
As long as Jay Washington's not around,
Yeah.
I think we got it covered.
He's a big man.
he'll be here one of these weeks,
guy.
Welcome to the show, everybody. What are we going to talk about? Some beef. Some beef. But something that I found interesting about this show is it didn't really start for a while.
Yeah, well, you gotta get.
And even when it did, it wasn't really a match first. It was kind of a match.
Get the exposition out of the way.
I actually had a thought as the show was going on. Do you think the NXT audience would accept? Geez, I don't know why I'm so burpy. An exposition-laden episode of NXT.
Yeah.
It's like Oops All Berries, but Oops All Exposition.
Maybe not live, but for the TV audience, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see why not. Mm-hmm. As long as it was good.
If they shot a whole bunch of the in-ring stuff and the backstage segments, and maybe something like the Lars Sullivan where it's technically a match, but there's no decision. It's a whole bunch of no decisions, a whole bunch of in-ring talk, and a lot of...
I mean, like, the 90-minute post-takeovers are often mostly exposition. But also, this was like... You know how Raw always starts off with, like, at least 18 to 25 minutes of, like, people standing around talking?
Oh, do I?
So, this was like that. This was like that, but it was the NXT version of it, where they're like, all right, we got, like, 7 storylines we gotta hit, so they hit 7 storylines instead of, like, 1 storyline.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was real
Which
quick.
I'm okay with.
Yeah, for sure.
Change it up. Keep it different. Keep it moving.
Yeah, William Regal came out, and he was ready to sort of...
Silver Fox himself.
Beautiful man. Who was in town recently for no apparent reason.
No reason at all.
Came out, was going to let us know an update about the Aleister Black case, when all of a sudden, everybody's systems were shocked. It was... Undisputed Era. They came out, and we're just a little upset. Just a little upset at all of the rampant attacking that was going on. Long story short, oh yep, we got our resident Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah.
You know what? There should be a mod to that indie game Octodad with a Kyle O'Reilly skin, where it's just all of the limbs are akimbo and sticking to stuff, and then he's like air guitaring. Yeah.
Octodad rules.
It was so good. Nobody suspects a thing. That's the theme song.
Yeah.
It's so good. One of the best opening credit sequences in a game because you're just falling from the sky. But Cole blames Regal for everything that happened. Want to make sure that the War Raiders aren't attacking anybody. And then Regal's like,
Viking cosplayers.
Hey, what about you guys? You guys are asking a whole bunch of questions
What?
and not doing a thing.
What are you doing here?
And to escape any sort of subterfuge, Adam Cole's like, wait a minute, you're changing the subject.
You changed the subject when you came out here.
We're at the Mad Tea
changing
Party
it
all of a
back.
sudden.
Change places.
So we find out that Cole blames Regal for Ricochet dodging him, but he never asked for a rematch in the first place. And he just wanted Pete Dunne to soften Ricochet up so that he could win his title back easier. So now, in a couple weeks, we're getting Ricochet, Pete Dunne, and Adam Cole. They said that it was for the North American Championship, but they didn't say anything about the United Kingdom Championship. So just sticking to the North American Championship?
I mean, probably, yeah.
Unless they want to do the old trusty Chris Jericho, Kurt Angle, Chris Benoit, 2 out of 3 falls, first fall for one title, second fall for another title.
Yeah.
I remember NXT's used to take the majority of a show, if not all of the show, for 2 out of 3 falls matches back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I would a triple threat match between these 3, 2 out of 3 falls, 1 fall per title. Yeah. Hell yeah, I'm all about it.
Here's the thing, guys.
Bring it on.
The NXT UK title is actually too prestigious at this point to be wasted on that.
Really?
Yeah. I just feel like the North American title's new. There's only been 2 holders so far. And there's only been 2 holders of the NXT UK title as well.
Yeah.
But one, Adam Cole is invoking his rematch for the North American title, which is why he's in this match at all. Pete Dunne, there's no reason for him to be in a triple threat match and risk putting his 500-day plus reign as NXT UK champion on the line just because Adam Cole wanted to be a butthead. Like, that's not fair to Cole.
Agreed.
It's not fair to Flair. It's not fair to Dunne. It's not fair to anybody.
Well,
it is fair to Kona Reeves, though, that he's not in the match.
Yeah.
I have a lot to say about Kona Reeves because, oh boy.
Let's truck right along.
Oh boy. All right, so we also find out that in 3 weeks, the Undisputed Era is going to be defending their NXT Tag Team Championships against the War Raiders. Nothing fishy is going to happen there.
I forgot to take a sip of soda before that. Sorry.
What? Oh my God!
Oh no! What?
We catch up with Mr. Wrestling. I'm sorry, Mr. Wrestling was his father, Jonathan Wrestling.
Yeah.
And
please, Mr. Failure.
Mr. Failure.
That's what his father calls him. Yeah.
I have no son.
Keeping it all in the family. Just talking about he needed some time off. He's clear. He's sick of whining and complaining. Aren't we all? Next week, not tonight, he becomes the man he was supposed to be. Why wait a week? I don't think this is akin to the Mojo Rawley hyping himself up.
Well, he couldn't be a man right now. It's like starting a diet, you know?
Okay.
I have this hamburger, and tomorrow I'm going to be going to a party, so we'll start being a man next week.
Yeah,
next week is much easier.
What am I supposed to be, a man in this loading dock? Come on. And then,
hey,
am I supposed to lift boxes?
Yeah. I'm not going to be a man on this dock.
I'm not a stevedore. No, next
forget
week.
about it. And then they get accosted by a lady in lace gloves and a romper.
Who is a head taller than
She's so
Johnny
much
Gargano.
taller.
But she's also wearing pretty big heels.
No, she wasn't.
No, when she was walking
barefoot.
Well, no. Although
If I were him, I'd be wearing heels.
Well, no, because he saw her walking up and he went, "Hello." We can't even do that joke anymore because she doesn't have the damn music.
She sucks.
She confronts Candace about how a real wife would fight beside her husband to defend his honor, and then bips.
Yeah,
what?
No good.
Sort of like just bips Johnny a little bit, and he's like, "Hey, back off!" And he's like, "What? Hey, no physical contact here." It was a little bit of a weird interaction.
I mean, the actions of
Lacey Evans.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Are getting a reaction from people. Wouldn't you say, Bill?
Sure. Her whole thing right now is barging in somewhere and waving her gloves around, feeling like, "People, you suck."
Yeah.
Notice me.
You're not lady enough to be a lady.
Yeah, well,
Much
you know
like
what
Johnny
it is?
Gargano isn't man enough to be a man.
It's one of the things. I'll be a lady next week, but it's one of those things of, I'm not booked tonight. Oh, is that Candace? Hey, I like your husband. Book me.
I'm gonna steal your husband and cook him a dinner.
I do like that she's evolved from like, I don't like non-white women to like, I just want people to look at me. Yeah. Which is pretty much the MAGA evolution of things.
Onino Sweeney.
Yeah, we know something about
Look
that.
at me.
Onino Sweeney says, "I don't find rompers very elegant, but who listens to me?" And Zeno Hour says, "It is terrible music."
I don't like any piece of clothing that makes you totally get naked to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
No, the zipper just comes all the way around the back to the front, and then it just...
It should
Pod bay
have a
doors.
flap in the back. That would make it the most convenient possible design.
It should be a union suit, is what you're saying?
Yeah, it should be a speed suit.
Well, there's a great Onion headline of like woman completely naked in public restroom really reevaluates her romper decision.
Right. Like that. I'm not a fan. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, so you're not a Romp Him fan either?
No. Again, I do spend most of my life near nude.
Yeah.
But rarely is that in the bathroom.
Nude. Like a passing grade in elementary school amount of nude.
I went to see him a couple weeks ago. He had his whole butt out.
I sure did.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I had a match, and somehow my gear ripped, and wouldn't you know, my ass
oh my
sagged
god!
back.
You got what was the sunscreen company?
Yeah,
Copper
Copper
Yeah, you got
Tone.
Copper Tones.
Yeah, by a door. Not even by a friggin' animal. It was
Not
a
by
door
adorable
hooked
dog.
my ass. And it pulled and ripped it open. That's why I had to go to
Oh,
High
to get
Spots
the-
to get
that's
a
what it
new
was.
pair of trunks.
I was wondering what
I
that was
sewed
for.
the old ones back together, but I don't necessarily trust the structural integrity of what's left.
Someone clip out him yelling it poked my ass so that we can put it on our soundboard.
Poked my ass.
It poked my ass.
And I watched the match that it happened in, and you don't get to see my ass at all. So I'm sorry to those of you at home. You'll never actually get to see my ass
Unless
on TV.
you follow him on Snapchat at
Gotta get them snaps.
Things destroyed.
Are you're not on Snap.
Premium Snapchat Premium.
Yeah. Maybe I should. Why not? Nudes. Who gives?
Ladies and gentlemen, Bane's Destroy, new cam girl.
Yes, right. I destroy your eyes.
Oh, no,
with
what's-
my luscious body.
You gonna start doing custom matches?
Why not?
Yeah.
Hey, money's money. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
care.
good. It's good money if you can get it.
Sure is.
Speaking
Spends
of,
the same.
Yep.
we get a weird Lars Sullivan promo video. I was like, oh, I guess he's not wrestling this week. And lo and behold, but before we get to that,
Well, but was he really wrestling?
fair.
Well-
Velveteen Dream doing what he do best, which is everything.
You do. You do.
As he leaves, tries to get stopped by Queen Kathy, and implies that Tommaso Ciampa is the attacker of Aleister Black, but he's not gonna snitch on anybody who's not present. He doesn't want to start a conversation about people who aren't here. He's here. What do we think? Now that's two people going, hey, it's Tomato Champ.
No.
All right.
No.
Moving on.
It's just snow.
I just thank everyone for giving us the line "The Velveteen Dream isn't a snitch," or the Velveteen Dream doesn't snitch.
Yeah, he does not snitch.
Do not snitch. For the children.
Hashtag poke my ass. I don't know why that's the thing.
Gotta catch them all.
Let's.
Get them all.
All right.
Get them all.
I had trouble hearing this guy's name. Orchid. That's what it was.
Victor?
Yeah, Victor Orchant.
Victor
I thought it was like Orchid, like the syrup.
Well, his butt said Walker.
Yeah, because he needed a walker after the match was over.
hey,
You know what I mean? Whoa!
Forget about it.
Salami. Let's after this match, I think everybody kind of expected it to go the way that it did, until EC3 came out and beat the crap out of him.
Well, no, I expected that as well.
Oh, okay. Well, so we're going to be getting EC3 versus Lars Sullivan.
Two men at the opposite ends of the peak physical condition spectrum.
Sort of. Well, one is very aesthetically pleasing, and he goes out of his way to be aesthetically pleasing. The other one's Lars Sullivan.
And the other one's aesthetically pleasing if you're into that.
Yeah, I mean, people are.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh boy, I'm on a few lists on YouTube. Yeah,
Can we get that for the soundboard as well?
I'm on a few lists.
I'm on a few lists.
People visit my site on my page on YouTube just for their own enjoyment.
Hell yeah.
Well, that's what the point of YouTube. You're supposed to go and you have a good time.
And
you watch videos for your enjoyment.
For similar to
For similitude.
Lars Sullivan, I would guess you would type in like nude Abraham Lincoln plus inflated plus bear
Yeah.
plus
I wonder if
big hands.
Lars.
Big hands, yeah.
I wonder if Lars goes to the Assembly of Lincolns. Like
Maybe.
Maybe he could
He's
pull it
Muscle
off.
Lincoln.
Yeah.
Yeah. He needs a wig though.
I mean, you can just put the cap over it, put the
No,
wig
you
on
need-
the hat, and just don't take off the hat.
The hat.
Wig is on
and the
top of the
wig.
hat.
Yeah, and then when he bows to somebody, it flaps off, and then it flaps back on.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Flap on, flap off.
It was really
Flap
weird
The flapper.
watching Sullivan. Like, there's a weird likeness between he and I that's just getting eerie for me.
What's that?
on. But you got hair.
Friggin' looks we move very similarly. We do very similar stuff.
Actually, now that you say that, when I was watching, I went, oh, I wonder if Baines could ever work Sullivan. I went, they wouldn't put them in the same ring together.
No.
They look too similar.
He's a little bigger than I
It's
am.
like
but-
they put, it's like a picture of you on Photoshop. They hit Control T or Apple T and just went, boo.
Yeah.
And then
When you
as
take the hair off
it
and-
got bigger, the hair got shorter.
some sacrifices have to be made.
Naturally. Speaking of sacrifices, wait. Yeah, okay, we're
Wait
here.
for it.
Wait for it. We've got Regal asked again about the Aleister Black investigation. He's about to give us an answer. He's in front of his damn office when Nikki Cross comes out of his office and is Nikki Cross.
Yep. What was she doing in his office?
Whatever.
All of us want to know.
I clapped on your desk.
I leave a big shot.
I left a turd in your slippers.
Actually, I don't think we have to change the rating on this. Even
No.
though you said shot, I don't. Yeah. Take your shot.
It reminds
Take a
me-
shot at his
Oh
desk.
my god.
Take a shot on his desk.
There's an amazing video
I'm
of
not
two.
throwing away my shit.
There's an amazing
Throw it
video
at somebody.
of two girls like vlogging, and as they're about a minute in, their mom comes in and is like, all right, which one of you didn't flush the toilet after taking a shot? And they're disgusting. And they're just like,
Yeah.
stop. It's so Scottish. Oh, and Scottish Twitter is amazing too. If
yeah.
you could decipher it, oh man,
It's
real-
almost another language.
It's almost
Yeah.
It's so good. But she says she knows. She wants to play again. Presumably that's no. She
No,
said
she said
Bianca.
Bianca.
She said
yeah,
Bianca.
she did say Bianca.
No.
He said I'll take it under advisement.
Yeah, not necessarily a yes or a no. But do you think that's gonna be a takeover match, or if it's going to be not necessarily either takeover or a pre-takeover Los Angeles match?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be
That's pretty far
surprised
away,
if
though.
we saw it sooner and saw Nikki Cross win with brass knuckles. Because they're in that office.
If we're back in the office and they're not there, and he's like, "Oh, where are
like
my
it.
bloody knuckles?" or something like
Yeah.
that. Sunshine.
Whoop-ah!
Yeah. That could be fun. Oh, do you think
I
that?
know.
First loss to Nikki Cross with brass knuckles. Hey, why not?
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that. Just you gotta lose sometimes.
Are you okay with that, Bill? Are you okay with that? Sure. Yeah. All right, well, that's 2 out of 3. Let us know if you're okay with that. Before we move on to our next match, I just want to let you AfterBuzzers know that our network produces after shows for nearly all of your favorite TV shows. From dramas, reality TV, sci-fi, and more, there is no network that works harder to serve television fans. But we need your help. We're asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. By subscribing to our channel, YouTube will suggest content that is tailor-made for you, and you will help AfterBuzz continue to grow. And if you're worried about those pesky notifications, don't be. They're optional. I mean, they'll really help you out in case you want to know the exact moment when we're live. But they are optional. So hit that subscribe button for this channel and check out our other AfterBuzz YouTube channels as well. Let us know you did so in the comments, and we'll shout you on air. But for now, thanks for being the best fans and for helping us be the ESPN of TV talk. You should probably check out some of the other shows right here on AfterBuzz TV and Sports. If you're fans of the Lucha Underground, we have the Lucha Underground After Show, as well as Ty Valkyrie and Johnny Mundo just did Women's Pro Wrestling Weekly earlier today. They were here. They weren't wearing the green that they were wearing. I still have no idea why they were wearing green, but I loved the trolling of the wedding community with that, because green's the worst color to wear at a wedding. David Duterre said that. Anyway, football season's coming up. There's a whole lot of stuff happening on this channel, as well
Football
as
season's coming up, huh?
yeah, it's coming up.
It's coming up.
It's coming up.
I'm coming up.
Whoa! I know it already started, but I wanted to shout out really quick. It's not as if I was delaying to shout out people who commented on our last episode, which actually are names that I don't recognize. Jermaine Harris, who commented about Carrillo being the cousin of Garza Jr., which we talked about, and June Giovanni, which you responded to this one. If you can't take getting punched in the mouth, then you shouldn't be in the ring, and you might want to reprioritize your career goals in another field like ballet. Idiot.
I think my response was, hey man, that's pretty harsh.
He said, damn, that's hard.
It is. Like, have you ever been punched in the face? Guy?
Person?
Guy?
I mean, it was June.
I get punched in the face a lot. It always sucks, but sometimes you're not ready for it.
Well,
Stuff happens.
Well, what is your feeling?
Should Liv Morgan quit? She just got chin checked.
What do you feel about ballet?
Ballet's tough.
Have we had ballerinas in professional wrestling
Yeah,
before?
I'm sure we have.
I'm pretty sure
Pro
we have
dancers.
on-
I mean, yeah. it
Oh,
could be-
dancers for sure.
Yeah.
Ricky Starr.
Yeah.
Fandango. Thank you. All right.
Actually, who? There's one more I can't remember.
Stacy Keibler.
Not Stacy Keibler.
Lanny Poffo.
Yeah, Lanny Poffo.
I believe it.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. it
Toe
was-
Tap and Lenny Poffo. Yeah. Vinny Vegas. Was it Brian Pillman? No. I'm just throwing stuff out there. It was
I am the genius. Behold my tutu.
Yeah. Nothing says genius like Tutu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so proved by Ace Ventura: Pet
Observe
Detective.
my picture perfect plie.
Now I'm seeing it, and I want to see it in real life.
Oh, Leap and
What?
Lanny. That's basically what he did.
Yeah. But he
11,
did wear a
Lanny's
tutu.
leaping. That's
Leaping.
good. All right, let's talk about a tag match that we had. Very interesting. A lot of animosity between these two teams. The Street Profits, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins versus Thorne and Miller. The what do they call them? The Australian Action Stars or whatever. The Mighty.
The Mighty.
I didn't know that they stole the cup. I only thought that they stole the
they came
chains.
out with a cup. Well, they might have gotten the cup off of shop.ww.com.
But Montez did not come out with his.
Yeah, so they had
And
the
it looked a
cup
little
and
worn.
The chains. You know, these guys, they're really becoming a Miller in the side of the Street Profits.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. Just a
It's a real shame.
just a disturbing Miller right here. Sort of like the old fairy tale of the lion with the Miller in its paw. And yeah. My favorite car company, of course, being Dawkins. Anyway, let's...
Didn't they go out of business years ago?
Whatever. I really like this tag match.
Hey, less talking, more Dawkins.
Lord save me.
But what did you think of this tag match? I like the intensity that the Street Profits brought.
Match.
This was really
Well, they
good.
bring the swag like nobody can,
Every week.
but they also brought it.
And the dive that Montez Ford did,
Oh, yeah.
he could have gone way far.
He could have gone to the Tron.
I want to see him and Ricochet doing a jump off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, and like for distance, like track and field, but it's the ramp.
Or him and Leo Rush just like running at each other, and the wind in front of them just causing them to glance off each other and spin out into space.
Yeah. That happens.
Just the Naruto.
Arms back. God.
Man, I saw somebody really stupidly Naruto one recently. I forgot who it was.
Miz.
It's probably Miz. I still can't believe he has the Naruto look.
Yeah.
He's the one true Hokage. This to
Not me. No, not me.
No, not you. Nothing. Nobody.
I'm not a Hokage.
a hobo.
That's not even the Japanese for it. Just yeah.
It's Vagabundo.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the Japanese.
So
Did you lose your place?
A weird time
no,
for you to
I
get
asked you what
quiet.
you thought of this match.
Oh, it was awesome. It ruled.
And
Yeah.
what parts did you like?
Well, you gotta get specific.
Yeah, well, shoot.
the might-
I was
the
trying
might-
to. I was trying to springboard off the topic of his dive.
Hey, nice. The Mighty are really coming into their own as heels. It's amazing. I love Thorne repeatedly doing the soccer kick to the back. Like every time that he was down, he'd just whap and then go to make a tag and then come back and then whap.
And their style is sort of they were talking about in the commentary, a pseudo-Japanese style, because Australia and Japan share a lot of professional sort of back and forth. You know, it's just a 5-hour flight north and south between Australia and Japan.
Is that true?
So yeah,
nice.
no, it is really.
I should do that.
So they share a lot of talent between the two countries. So it isn't a surprise that they share sort of a pseudo-Japanese style. And in that way, everything that they do, incredibly hard-hitting. Every hit, there's nothing light about it. Those kicks you were talking about, 100% as hard as they could be, without breaking your foot, really. That's the one thing you gotta worry about more than anything. Screw the other guy, I'm not breaking my ankle on this guy's back. But in that way, they are great heels. They hit as hard as they can, and it's really the job of the babyface to come up to that level. And I think that the Street Profits really did that tonight more than they had previously. They had more fire in this match than I've seen them have before. They really brought the fight to the mighty, and it showed.
As well as the swag. But I would like to see the evolution of this match be the intensity as well as the fun. I think there's a place for both, but in terms of making sure that the mighty knew that they were not in the mood for any sort of chicanery or BS. Oh boy, I've always been a big fan of the Street Profits, but this I think will help them get even further. Now, despite
This helps both teams a lot.
Agreed.
Because the Mighty has been looking just sort of like whatever ever since they turned heel, and this is a great way to give them a legitimate victory in a really good showcase match for both guys. It showed off everyone's strength, got the chance to shine in this match, and then they worked over Montez's leg, and then they eventually were able to separate, where one guy's hanging on to Angelo so he can't break up the pin, and the other one very very creative jackknife roll up with the leg submission at the same time. So you're really overwhelming Montez with just like the pain of the leg that's been worked on, plus all of the leverage and his partner not being able to come save him.
Do you think that this match did enough to sort of wipe away the dirty victories that the Mighty have been getting over their past couple of matches?
Nah.
I think it says something about them as a tag team actually getting better because they were able to beat the Street Profits so definitively.
And they also did some things like drop kicking Montez's leg into the ring steps.
Yeah,
and the
after he
referee wasn't
fell.
looking.
Yeah, they're able to bend the rules, not necessarily breaking the rules, and they didn't even get the victory through that. I mean, it took a while after that, but it was by simple separation and the ability to actually out-wrestle their opponents that they were able to get the win. Montez was in the ring, and he was close enough to make the tag, but Thorne was on him. There was no way for him to break away.
Total Miller in his
that's
side.
how you do that. You have to smother your opponents.
Smothered and covered.
Waffle House hash browns.
Oni No Sweeney says that initial punch was so good.
Yeah,
With,
that was
Dawkins just
pretty damn sweet.
Laying him out. I would have liked it if it was cartoon. Knocked him out, chains fly off, and then grab them. It's like,
Yeah.
and we're going. Oh boy.
This.
Let's talk about our next match being Kairi Sane versus Vanessa Bourne.
Sex haver.
The renowned sex haver Vanessa Bourne.
Yep.
And we know that they've fought before. Did anybody expect a bigger, meaner Vanessa Bourne in the match? Because she kind of took her hat, made fun of her, kicked it out of the ring. Not the best idea.
She did, but all during Kairi Sane's entrance, they kept cutting to Vanessa Bourne, and Vanessa Bourne looked pretty worried and scared. She didn't look confident.
She looked off-put to me.
She was like, oh no, I have to wrestle her. And then she did a desperation thing where she said, I know, I'll play mind games and I'll take her hat. And that went exactly the opposite of how she wanted it to go.
Yeah, I believe you're right. She didn't have a plan coming into this match, even though she had met Kairi Sane previously in combat. She didn't come in with a plan or an idea of how to beat her or how to really confront her. Her going after the hat was simply a last-minute, last-ditch effort to try and get in her head, and it failed miserably.
And this is a great life hack for anyone who's going up against a champion. Don't have a game plan. Just
Wing it.
Just wing it.
Wing it.
Because you never know.
Yeah. Absolutely.
If you're up for that big promotion or you've got, you got an account that you need to close, do not prepare.
Wait.
No.
Just ad lib.
Yeah.
Like
Improv.
Morrow. Have a file full of ad libs.
Absolutely.
She's gonna shiver more than her timbers by the time this match is over. What does it mean?
Or something about the Crown of Thorns Sea Star and
During the
the way
mighty
in
match.
which it's taking over the Australian coast.
The Great
What the
Barrier.
hell are you talking about?
He had a lot just ready.
Jesus. Even the blue-ringed octopus would be easier to say than Crown of Thorns Sea Star.
Well, I also liked this past Sunday. Kairi Sane celebrated her first birthday as NXT Women's Champion, and much like the candles on her birthday cake, she is en fuego. Not even just on fire, but en
For
fuego.
God's sake, stop!
Yeah, he's a monster.
Which is Japanese for inflate the Nino.
The Nino?
The Nino. Oh boy. But after this match, the one other highlight from this match is Kairi Sane killing Vanessa Bourne with her entire body weight. It was less of the insane elbow and I'm gonna jump on you.
And all of Vanessa Bourne's guts shot out the bottom of her feet.
Yep. Yeah, you ever seen Roadkill
Now she's
up close?
Octodad.
Yeah.
And everybody will suspect it. But
Friggin'
ow.
What did you bring to the table, Vanessa Bourne? What did you do?
Have you like Loki in Avengers?
Well, then they had to get two stretchers, one for upper half, one for lower half.
Have you ever been landed on by somebody's entire body weight?
Hell yeah.
All the time.
What's the last time that you can recall?
Someone's well, it wasn't that long ago. Where was I? Yeah, I can't, maybe.
Arizona.
I don't, it might have been Arizona. I don't 100%. Oh no, I think it was a hot sauce festival like last year. Somebody went for a.
And you were all full of hot sauce, and you just loaded.
No, I'm not a
loaded
hot
your
sauce
drawers.
fan. I'm just there to wrestle.
Which is a shame because they only paid him in hot sauce. He's like, this currency is no good here.
Some kind of luchador did one of those top rope
Some kind of lucha.
Hey man,
Go ahead.
did one of those top
Lucha
rope
stuff.
punching things to me as I was laying down, and he just all of his weight just right in the middle of me, and he landed so hard it moved something out of place in my back.
Oof.
Or it was my rib. Bones moved out of where they should have been. He landed on me that hard.
Jeez.
I think I won that one. I'm not sure.
Well, but did you really win?
Well, in the long term, I was able to sort of glue myself back together as I'm able to do every now
When
and
he
again.
wins, we all lose. All right, we have a very important segment to talk about, and it's Keith Lee talking to Kona Reeves. Man, we have a lot of fun here on the NXT After Show. We also like to be constructive. There are a lot of opportunities that I think Kona missed in trying to cut a promo, so to speak, on Mr. Lee, and it was pretty difficult to watch.
I loved it.
Yeah,
It was great.
but at the same time, despite that, is that the character of the finest that we're supposed to be getting? Is missed opportunity?
Yeah.
And
He's bad at everything.
He's
Yeah.
That's
Why
his,
not?
Yeah, that's his character. Like he thinks he's the best at everything. He's the opposite.
so
Right.
if they change him to the self-proclaimed finest,
Yeah.
So he got Keith Lee's catchphrase wrong, but he should also try and combat Keith Lee's catchphrase with his own catchphrase, which is based in my gravy.
Yeah. Keith Lee's a big guy. You know he eats a lot, and I'm sure whatever he's eating is covered with a thick thick layer of gravy.
Sawmill gravy.
Yeah.
Just based in it.
Absolutely. So why don't you baste in his gravy?
You planned this.
Yep. You weren't here yet.
Coming soon.
It's coming soon to the next team shop.
Yep. Baste in my gravy.
Like sparkly letters. Something.
Maybe it's just brown.
Yeah, just brown. It's a glop of gravy, like little splatters here and there.
Yeah.
Based in my gravy.
Baste in my gravy.
And there's just a big smile on Keith Lee's face.
Shouldn't it just be Keith Lee's face on the side of a gravy boat? Yeah.
No, I was like a Colonel face. And it says, based in my gravy.
Based in my gravy, yeah.
It's Keith Lee, but with the glasses, the bolo tie.
Mustache. Yeah.
BMG. Based in my gravy.
Crap.
Yep.
Hey, so our dreams came true, and Tommaso Ciampa took on Otis Dozovic in a singles match.
Well, our second dream came true. Our first dream being that they've set up a Keith Lee versus Conor Reeves match.
Yes,
Well,
that.
yeah.
I like that when Keith Lee was like, all right, fine, I'll shake your hand. And then Conor gives him the old, "Ay." And then Keith Lee just keeps looking down like, I didn't want to have to destroy you and end your life, but
You shouldn't have done
it's-
that. Shouldn't have done that. He's just a boy.
You're cool.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have you're basting my gravy.
Why is everybody making fun of me?
No. This is a
Why
different
are you
guy.
making fun of
It's a
me?
different
No. We're referring to the popular wrestling move, which was brought into the WWE by Finn Balor, the Sling Blade.
Oh.
I like them French fried potato.
They're good. I like French fried
Yeah.
potatoes. I do. Mustard. Are you making fun of me again?
No. Hey, we're talking about movies this time.
All right.
Right, we'll get you, Tom Matthews.
Damn you!
sounds just
Damn
like
you
the
all!
Thornton.
That's what I was going for. Double B Thornton.
That was a great impression. It's like Gus Chiggins.
Hey, you guys.
I'm going to get you,
I'm gonna get you.
You just look out from
Sounds
my
like
end.
a little bit like the
Dirty.
Poop Smith.
Poop Smith doesn't talk.
Smith.
You mean the King of Town.
I've heard his voice.
Shout out
our
again.
main event.
That's our second shout out to our audio listeners. and referencing back to Homestar Runner, dead air. Dead air.
Oh, this delicious butter.
Beast in my gravy.
Yeah.
So this was really, really hard to pick
Do
because
you think our show has the most Homestar references per capita?
I could pretty much guarantee it.
Maybe.
The only other shows that come close all have us on it. So I think
yeah.
with the three of us, yeah.
Maybe they can pay us to promote their game.
Maybe. Well, it's a board game.
Yeah.
We don't
And
have.
I kickstarted it.
I missed it by
We
like
can all play it.
that. Great.
Yeah.
Let's burnate the
So
countryside.
look forward to that on an upcoming NXT after show where we just play Troydor the Burninator.
Whenever there's like,
So down.
we'll just keep it in your bag, and if there's like a rough episode, we'll
Great
use
audio.
We'll use that camera and we'll zoom it in on the table so that people can see the table. Little do people know we have a camera up
Do
there.
they do that?
Not anymore.
Have they
Is it
done that
even
before?
set up?
Yeah.
To be, okay.
Yeah. Our
I didn't
fourth
realize
camera.
they used to do that.
No, but that's just what.
Well, why
Cambot-
don't they?
Cambot, can you come to that camera real quick?
This
Cambot!
one? This one right there, the SNL cam.
Yeah.
We used to use that for whenever we were live all the time, instead of on YouTube and would split up
remember.
between events. We would end the show and then mics
Towel
off, go up on.
Yep. I don't know why I thought that was funny. Okay.
I didn't.
Speaking of toweling off,
Speaking of telling up, ooh yeah, that's
Tuck is backstage.
yeah.
Yeah, warming him up
Loosening
and
up-
cooling him
loosening up
down.
the arms.
Hot on the inside, cold on the outside.
So nobody saw that because he just came in to check if this was on. Anyway,
We're gonna treble.
Nudged it with a bird.
a little bit.
Oh, Hornets! Hornets!
Go on, get it.
That's a paddling.
Great match.
Great match.
Great match.
We didn't know how this was
Yeah.
gonna go because it seemed so one-sided. Like, yes, Mr. Tomato Ciampas is our NXT champion, and he earned that in very dastardly ways. But this is a one-on-one contest with rules. There's countouts and disqualifications. Oh my!
Not a title match, though.
And not a title match. So it was just it could have gone either way.
Sure.
Right.
And they said
Especially because Otis was dominating and really manhandling Ciampa.
How does a man who's maybe $170 fight a guy who is 300 pounds and he's looking at him eye to eye?
Same height.
You can't lift him up. You can't really maneuver him in any conceivable way. You really can't even kick him that hard. Like, you have to just find your openings.
Disappears. You're like, oh.
He's like, you didn't splash him. He would have exploded.
What does Doze have a singles match finisher that we've seen? I guess we'll find out in the game this
He
year.
just eats him.
What's their double team finisher? The compactor.
There's
and
two.
The,
There's
and the
the
one where they go, and then the compactor.
Yeah.
The
One more
Super
time?
Collider? No, that was the Authors of Pain.
Yeah, that's the power bomb. The blind
You know
power
what they should
bomb.
call the one where they belly bump the guy? They should call it the meat in the middle.
It's time for them
Yeah.
to meet
Yeah.
in the middle.
Yeah. Meet in the middle.
Beef in the middle.
This
Hide the sausage.
it's time for
God. Yeah. Hide it. Hide that piece of meat.
hide that sausage.
Did you guys know that sausage is like way worse for you than bacon?
Yes.
Yeah.
I just
'Cause
recently found that out.
it's just sort of like the dregs of meat.
Well, it's
so
also
good.
like it's added fat. It's not even naturally occurring fat. It's
really
all
good.
added.
It's
So
good.
you actually have to add more fat to sausage in order to keep it plump and juicy. If you don't add enough, it's very dry.
And that's what keeps me plump and juicy.
Oh boy.
Anyway.
I learned all this stuff on the compound. Now I'm cutting up meat.
You're packing meat.
I'm packing meat.
You're a meat packer.
Yeah.
Yeah. This week was interesting because it was just a lot of good stuff and not a lot of commentary because we're like, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Just do that some more, please.
Yeah.
Ultimately.
I mean, it was seeing Tucky out there was great. Was that great moment?
It was interesting when he I was sad that he didn't come out with him, but then I was like, oh well, what? My boy Tucky's got this, or my boy Otis has got this. Tucky's not going to come out, and then he's like, no. Instead of
He's the enforcer.
he's the enforcer. Instead of Otis getting the win with a 10 count, no, I want him to beat you. So get back to the center of that ring.
Yeah. It's gonna happen
Tommaso,
one way or another.
Tommaso tried to run away, and then all of a sudden, here comes Stone Cold Double XL.
Hell yeah!
Had to chase him back into the ring, and we didn't.
Get your ass back in the ring.
Do me a favor, get your ass back in that ring. That's all I got. You want one? You want to do one?
No.
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 I can do my Billy Bob Thornton impression again.
Oh, can you?
I mean, not anymore.
That's the
I'm
bottom line.
winded.
That's bottom line.
There you go.
See, that's
I'm
great.
so cold, Steve Austin. I can't do it.
Like you said, I'm so cold, Steve Austin. I'm so cold.
Yeah.
I went home.
Instead of Rose on that door, it's Stone Cold Steve Austin, and I'm Jack.
I had a beer.
Hold
It's a different
Rose,
kinda-
hold Rose, hold Rose. Yeah, man, this was just a really fun episode, and we were BSing. We were having fun here too. Already out
We're
of time.
canceled, but
Yeah, so make sure to stay tuned next week. We're planning some ASMR as well as the yummy yummy.
we're gonna have to give you a special haircut. Snip, snip, snip.
You know what? I think this is the closest we've been to probably being legitimately canceled. So
Make it happen already!
so to
Pull that trigger!
you cowards! Cancel us, you cowards!
Fire me! I'm already fired. Woo!
But until next time, where can everybody find you on social media?
You can find me on all social media at Sundown Motel, and
What are we doing?
I'm also on the McMansplaining with Spandex podcast. And today we had a new episode that went up. It's our 2K special, and it's got Shayna Baszler and the Iconics on it. And it's very fancy. And Brandon gives you the inside scoop on the new 2K video game, and it sounds very cool.
Bings Boy.
You follow me on the social medias at Baines Destroy. This Saturday and Sunday, New Japan is having events in the Carson and Long Beach area. It's Fighting Spirit Unleashed. You should definitely check that out. I'm going to be busy with that all weekend. A lot of fun.
You can find me on Twitter at Mark Donica. What am I doing? I don't know. But you can definitely go to tpublic.com/the_NX-team and or /NX-team, not the NX team, /NX-team. Pick up 0 days since last canceled. We've got Bill saying, "Oh God." Should we change it to Bane's Club, or is Boxcar Club still?
Actually, I'd like to see a mock-up of that.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Why not?
Robert Club.
Yeah.
And of course, our New Day shirt that Bill is modeling right now. Make sure to check all of those out. Help support the show, just in case we are canceled. But until then, we'll see you next time on the NXT After Show right here on AfterBuzz TV.
Bye-bye!
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.